Welcome to Nerd Positive. This is a Facebook and YouTube live podcast that celebrates everything we feel is awesome in the hopes of spreading our fandom to you. After the live show, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere you find your audio fix. Each week, we dive into the hearts of fandoms, celebrating the things we love. From sci-fi to fantasy, movies to TV shows, comics to video games, we explore the universes that have captured our imaginations and made us lifelong fans. Expect passionate discussions, in-depth analyses, side quests, and maybe a few things hiding under the bed. Whether you're a die-hard yippee-ki-yay motherfucker or just dipping your toes in the fandom water, Nerd Positive is the place to be. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and with me every week is the co-host, with the mostest, the unverified twin of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the eyebrows, the unverified twin of Dave Bautista in the head wrinkles, the unverified twin of Carl Weathers in the mustache,
the flavor savor,
the unverified twin of Tony Todd in the right earlobe, and the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples. Brian, what is up, man?
Dude, thank you for that outstanding welcome. As every week, it is my joy to be right here with your podcast tag team partner. My name is Brian S. Denson. This week, the S stands for zombies.
Yes, it does. Oh man, so yeah, how was your week? Did you do anything fun?
It's been crazy. The new semester starts. I've been super busy with classes. Memorial Day is kind of hung around the house with the families, and that was always awesome. And then just doing the darn thing, man. But I did actually get a chance to catch up on Captain America: Brave New World. We're gonna chat a little bit about that. I know you've tried to avoid spoil, but you told me your thoughts on it. So I figured we'd take a few minutes and catch up on that. And as always, just loving the nerd life with the movies, the TV, the games, the comics, all the things. So yes, sir. How about you, my friend?
Man, it was a week full of work. Really, that's about it, man.
Right.
Oh, dude, we got some new places opening up. I know I'm going to be taking a trip down to Texas. Probably going to be headed back to Nebraska at some point. I got a new girl who I'm training here in Ankeny. So yeah, man, it's been pretty busy. Starting to put together our Cecil event coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I'm super looking forward to that, and I got a couple of ideas for some new stuff I want to launch out. I want to merge trivia and bingo and call it Tringo.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
And then a couple other things. We got some big movies coming out here. You know what? Before we get into that, dude, let's just talk some favorites, man. What are your favorites of the week?
Well, before we get to the favorites, as you mentioned, putting together trivia and bingo. What about Hollywood Squares and Fight Club?
Oh, dude. Yes.
Right? Just seeing and then the center square, it's like a 2 out of 3 falls. I just think that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
I spent the last hour and a half putting together. So I got a crazy idea in my head about I want to do not a D&D podcast, but more of an improv type thing.
Okay.
But I want it to be influenced by a deck of cards and a D6.
Okay.
So to keep it really and so I've been trying to put something together for that.
Right.
And just have the narrator change every week. So it just can get crazy. So one person, awesome. And you don't know who the narrator is going to be. So there's 4 of us playing, right? Say it's you, me, and we'll Sean Vodnick. I hope you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Who else would be fun?
I think Bren, my kid, would be good. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you throw him in there. Okay.
Yeah, there's 4 suits. So maybe every card means something else, and then you roll a dice and you can draw a card. The narrator would draw cards periodically to keep the thing going, and then kind of hijinks and magic and you get to make your own character, but you might be a wizard, but you're not leveled up enough. So like when you cast a spell, you might be trying to do like a fireball, but you draw like water or something. I don't know, like
when you're a wizard and you get to a certain age, sometimes things don't fire the way they should. So, as Dumbledore, sometimes that wand just isn't that, that swish and flick quite swish and flick like it used to.
right.
Yes. Yeah.
Like carpal tunnel's got to be a bitch in the Harry Potter world.
Yes. This actually came up the other day before we jumped out of one of our quick side quests. So I'm sure you're familiar with the Harry Potter movies as I am.
Mm-hmm.
And this came up actually from a student of mine who brought this up so in the Harry Potter movies, so much is made of the Weasleys living like in not the best house, and Ron has the outdated dress robes for the ball and all the things. But we see multiple times throughout the movies, and the books will reinforce this, of fixing glasses, of changing clothes with spells. So why on earth is Ron so upset that either he or Hermione, who's sitting right there with him, like, you know what, can you hook a dude up? Like, can you, just as my friend, can you hook up the dress robes a little bit,
Yeah.
Or again, we see at many times at the ballroom at Hogwarts, spells to make the food. Why would anybody ever go, oh, why are they paying for like candy on the train?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just make up your own everlasting gobstopper or whatever? So yeah. Okay.
I mean, first of all, that student needs an A.
Yes. Fact.
100% the student needs an A.
Fact.
And again, it goes back to in the first movie, they show Harry with all this freaking money that he gets.
Yes.
And he can't pay anybody to take care of him better than his aunt and uncle.
Right. Why does he go back? And then the other thing is,
why did Weasley give them some money, man?
Yes. Why did Sirius have to send him the Nimbus when his broom broke? Dude, you're rich. Like, why can't you just buy your own, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that should be a future topic one of these days of the most illogical things about Harry Potter that we come up with, similar to the Eagles and Lord of the Rings. Why just ride the freaking Eagles? But with that being said, favorites of the week, my quick one is my new show that I like to check out every week is Murderbot. It just continues to explore again the idea of consciousness in a very somewhat comical way. Episodes are still too short, but really good. We saw the end of Last of Us. So did you check out the season finale of Last of Us last week?
I am about 4 episodes behind on Last of Us.
No spoilers. I'm going to tell you this. My quick opinion is I feel this season, even though it's one episode, no, it's 2 episodes. I think last season was 9 episodes. This season 7. And they're shorter. There were multiple episodes last season that were over an hour. These are all between 45 minutes an hour. I feel this season is better, and it makes me really excited for season 3. And again, if you played the game, you can guess some of the ways that it's going. But the way they actually play it out, even if you're familiar with what's going to happen, that shows great storytelling. And I'm really excited for season 3. But I've heard it's a 2-year wait for season 3. So all right, my friend. What about you? Your favorites?
Man, not much. The only really show I've been watching this week was one of those stupid reality game shows. 2 of them actually. Destination X, the one with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yes, and
I went to cash and I didn't. Is it good?
It's great. I love it.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay.
Then the Secret Millionaires. This one's on Netflix.
Okay.
Where you got a bunch of people, you throw them in a some cool British mansion. And one of them has $1 million, and they got a lie, cheat, steal all the way, to win and everything like that.
Nice.
It's good, just like fun time. I mean, it's not nothing great. I mean, it's whatever it is, It's good to pass the time.
Sure. They should do a live action Clue, like they're in the mansion, have one person, and have them try and figure out who the murderer is. That would be great. Man,
so funny about that is I was trying to crack the code on that when I took this marketing job for B&B.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do a live action game of Clue at the theater.
Okay.
And the thing that really pushed me away is that we would be bothering all the other rooms, right? To
Sure.
do it, so like I mean,
Okay.
we can't go into theater 8 when there's a movie going on, you
Right.
know. But that was kind of the stopping point of it. But maybe that's a future thing. Maybe I'll figure it out.
I've gone to a few murder mystery like dinners, and I think those are awesome. So if you ever want just someone to spitball some ideas with, let me know, because I was thinking, having been to B&B plenty of times now, your open space where you have like the bar and people can get food, that would play out not necessarily like Clue as far as height going into different rooms, but definitely doing like a murder mystery, trying to figure out, and you can integrate again things from the world that we're talking about. So I think this would be very cool. All right.
Oh yeah, I want to do a murder mystery very, very soon. So we'll talk.
Yes. Okay.
Other than that, comics, man. The Predator versus Spider-Man.
Okay.
I'll talk about that here in a minute. And then Green Arrow number 24. I'm a big Green Arrow fan.
Absolutely.
And in this one, the new writer, Chris Condon, is very, very back to street level justice, right? Like,
nice.
He's where he's supposed to be, because he's not Batman. He's supposed to be sticking up for the guys that can't do what. But anyway, so this last arc is about, and this wrapped it up. Is about this group. Maybe they did things the wrong way, but they did it with the right intentions in their heart. And because of this company was they ended up killing people with chemicals, that kind of sort of thing. So this group kind of took over and decided to make some chaos, whatever. But at the end of it, Ollie kind of came through, and they were after Ollie because his name was on the board of directors of this that he didn't really know, and they didn't really know he was Green Arrow,
For sure.
So good book, man. I like me and my Green Arrow. So, and then moving.
All right. Oh, lost your audio.
Oh, am I back?
We're back. You're back now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude. Karate Kid Legends.
Sir.
Oh.
Does this play out well?
Yes, man. This is my favorite movie of the year. This beats Sinners for me.
It beats Sinners. Wow.
It beats Sinners for me. That's movie
high. That's a high mark. Okay.
Yeah, dude. It just felt good. They were able to take it and put something new on it and keep the old, and I thought they did it really well. It's getting pretty crucified with a lot of the critics and everything, but whatever.
Fun movies are meant to be just that, fun.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Right.
It's not going to win an Academy Award. It's a fun movie, I'm assuming. All right.
Yeah, man. And they got you in that movie fog, right? I'm like, yes, Karate Kid. Everything from Karate Kid is going to be cringy, right? Yes. Cobra Kai. I mean, karate gangs in this day and age.
Yeah.
This is cringe, right? This is definitely cringe.
Right.
But this is a
movie that came out in the mid 80s, and we're taking it from there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they did such a great job, in my opinion. And the bully guy that fights the main character, you'll recognize him. Did you watch Into the Badlands?
Yes.
MK from that is the new Johnny Lawrence, let's just say.
Yes.
And dude, go see it. Go see it, man.
Okay.
You'll have to. We'll say this. I don't feel it is one of those like must see in theaters. Like Sinners is a must see in the theaters.
Absolutely.
Thunderbolts is a must see in theaters. Mission Impossible, the new Mission Final Run is a must see in theaters. Lilo and Stitch is a don't see it at all. But yeah, man. So
fair. All right, perfect. So then, before we hop into our the crux of our show, again, like I said, I caught up on. By the way, you mentioned Sinners. Sinners, actually, I saw. I forget if it was. I think it might have been New York Times. I forget the actual or but the stream date for Sinners is actually this Tuesday. That you'll actually be able to get it on Amazon this Tuesday. That doesn't mean it's going to be out of theaters, but it will be available. So, of course, on Tuesday, guess what? I will be purchasing. So, just a fantastic movie. But we're going to talk just briefly about Captain America: Brand New Day. Brave New World, not Brand New Day.
Yep.
It's New Day. Yes, it is. Okay.
Not for our truth.
We're going to talk a bit about more of that towards the tail end. But with that, with the Brand New World of Captain America, just you shared with me that you liked it, but had some things. I just want to share with you. I've watched it probably it dropped on Disney Plus Wednesday. I think I've watched it 3 times at this point. I really like the overarching piece of it, especially how they handled Thaddeus Ross. I really liked how they handled him because with all the trailers, you knew we were gonna see the Red Hulk, but they made you wait and tease and actually did that. And the best part about this is they actually created a Gamma villain, and even though he never goes by the name the Leader, they created a Gamma-based villain that actually is a legit villain. You could argue that the Hulk, other than Thaddeus Ross, and even this is a little iffy, the Hulk of Marvel characters, major Marvel characters, the Hulk probably has the weakest rogues gallery because the biggest villain in the Hulk is the Hulk at times, right? So whether we're talking the Abomination or Thunderbolt or whoever, or he inherits villains from other characters, the Hulk has never really had that great signature villain in any platform, comics, video games, cartoons. The Hulk's always been kind of hard to make into cartoons, in all honesty. But the way that they handle the Samuel Stern character, if you know the Hulk, you knew exactly who this was and what was happening. That's irrelevant. I loved how they did the character development, how they did that. They didn't give him the big pyramid head thing. They actually made it, again, more realistic. And I think it was a great launching point to the next things that we're seeing through his Avengers, meaning Captain America, and Black Widow's B-Vengers. So I really liked it, but I want to give you a chance now that I've seen it. You can get in more details, anything that you dug or didn't dig about it.
Yeah, so we'll just talk it through with the lunch break point system. So the lunch break point system is a unique lunch-themed rating system designed to help you decide if a movie, TV show is worth your time. Each title is scored across 5 key categories. That is the taste test, the flavor, table talk, second helpings, and craving more. With up to 5 points per category, 25 points. Bonus points can be awarded for standout elements. Think movie fog, Oscar worthiness, or even deducted for major missteps. Cringe factor. The final score determines if it's a packet or toss it in the trash. A bad lunch will ruin your day. This is my little kind of thing for the lunch break reviews. All right, so here's how it goes. 0 to 12 is a toss it in the trash. 12 to 16 has potential. 17 to 21 is a solid pick. 22 to 25 is a packet, and it's a must read or see all of anything like that. So this is Captain America: Brave New World. All right, man. So the taste test. This is the initial impact of it. This is either like the first few minutes of the movie. How did it make you feel? Or right when it was over, how did it make you feel? 1 through 5. Brian, what do you think?
I'm going to give it a 4 because I really wanted this to be about the new Captain America, not Steve Rogers. And they did a great job in that initial few minutes of showing him with the shield and really him using the shield and integrating it differently than Rogers by the fact that he's flying around. And I love the vibranium wings that they do. So again, and they did a great job of kind of showing that connection between an African-American character and the nation of Wakanda. And I love that they would do that. So I give it a 4.
I agree with the 4 for just because it started off so it actually really brought you in. In Captain America: Brave New World. You knew what you were getting. I think it did go downhill after about 10-15 minutes. But we'll get to that next. In the flavor, that is the overall quality of the movie. What do you think? You got a 1 through 5?
I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give it a 3. Again, I could probably give it a 4 because again, I think I liked it a little bit more than you do. But I can give it a 3. That there were a few things that kind of broke, but they also did a great job. Again, maybe it's because you get to watch it at home. You can catch on a lot of little things. They did do a good job of integrating products from other, especially movies that didn't do so great, which I really think was a smart thing to do. So I'm gonna give it a 3 though.
I'm gonna give it a 2, but I would say if I'm gonna go between a 2 and a 3, I'd probably put a point at about a 2.6, 2.7, which would round back up to a 3. So and here's my reasoning why is I feel like there's a lot of plot holes. I feel like the scene where for what I don't think they did Isaiah Bradley okay, but I thought they could have done better with Isaiah Bradley. I feel that the scene where, spoilers alert, of course, where they're shooting at the president. and he didn't turn into the Red Hulk there, that was a little problematic because I mean you got Bruce
of all
Banner
the things that will stress you. Why does that not do it? Right.
You know, I feel like there's some story issues. I feel like the fighting scenes, the ones they needed to nail was the aerial stuff with Sam Wilson, Captain America.
Looked
they
very
did
Top Gun-ish. That was my thought. Was this is very much Marvel meets Top Gun with the aerial battles. Absolutely.
Yep, but when you got down to the hand-to-hand, it looked crap. You could tell that there was a stunt guy in there.
Of course.
You could see the camera like backing all the way up. And man, I feel like Joaquin, I feel they didn't really do much with him as well.
I'm very curious what he goes in the next. I'm assuming he'll be back with especially the next Avengers movie. But I agree with you. Maybe they do kind of a step up with the gear, which they really needed to do as well. But I feel you're going with that.
All right, next is going to be the table talk. This is the buzz factor.
Sure.
Like, how much buzz are we still talking about it? Do you think it matters in the world of Marvel, especially right now?
So the buzz, I'm actually going to give it a 2 here. And the reason I'm giving it a 2 here is that it was one of those movies. Again, I think in the pantheon of the Marvel movies, maybe this is a sign of Marvel movie hangover. I don't feel people really talk that much about it. It's made good money. It's up there when it comes. It's up that and Thunder. Now we're in just this is the first day of June as we're recording, but both Brave New World and Thunderbolts are doing well financially. But it's Marvel. At a certain part, Marvel's going to print money. They've only had a couple 3 movies that have underperformed in the over a decade they've done it. However, it wasn't I can't wait to see what happens next, even though I think this was well done. There wasn't that buzz factor. And very similar to Thunderbolts, didn't feel it had a great buzz factor. I think both movies are really well done, in all honesty. But I don't think we're going to get a lot of buzz from any Marvel movie until we get Robert Downey Jr. back. Then I think we'll get some buzz. All right.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm going to say it 2 as well. For me, it just felt like there was some bad decisions made. They showed too much of the Hulk. I mean, like really, in the trailers, I feel like we knew what was going to. It was very, very predictable. So I don't think the buzz was really there. So,
you knew the movie. You knew the movie wasn't over even once they have the battle with Japan.
Yeah,
you knew that wasn't over. Now again, I'm looking at this more from a comic book nerd factor, and they gave us adamantium, which is exciting. Again, they connected to another of the widows with the president's security secretary. So that gets Black Widow back into this. They did a great job of kind of not going. I think we even had a podcast going, hey, we didn't call it Celestial Island because we know that what it was called. We go like, isn't there a thing in the middle of the Indian Ocean with a head and a half of a hand pointing? Why is no one talking about this? So you have Celestial Island. So they did some things where you can go like, okay, this again is bridging to something that's coming. So, but also my thought really quick was when you talked about some of the things that were bad decisions, they had some inconsistency with when it came to Sam's ability. So at the beginning of that first fight, you see him literally punting through cement walls and picking up blocks of cement and beating people with them when he didn't have the shield. Fast forward a little later in the movie, he gets stabbed with just a knife and it takes him down. So it was very inconsistent. Does the suit augment his abilities? And if so, why does it not in some scenes versus others? Like there are times he's invulnerable, it seems like. There are times he's vulnerable. And it's almost like depending on what they needed him to be for the story. For him to feel conflict. Hey, I'm not Steve Rogers because I didn't take the super serum. Then what do we do? And also, where's he going to get the serum from? That, again, this is the plot hole is...
Yeah, it's just readily available. They have it.
Yeah, they just like... Really? Because that was the whole deal in Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the serum is unstable and no one should be really taking this. He goes, well, maybe I should just do it anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, it also... We needed a scene with Isaiah Bradley in a Captain America uniform.
That would have been awesome.
And it should have been there.
Even a flashback scene. But yes, I would have loved to see him as Cap. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like there should honestly, it would make a hell of a freaking miniseries for Disney Plus if they did it. They could do it right. But man, like, could you imagine if Sam had before he fought Red Hulk, like went and got him out, or Isaiah Bradley just busted out to help.
Yes. Yeah.
And then at the end he takes back, but then he's pardoned, or something like that,
Sure.
But like, man, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool to see.
Especially when, again, spoiler, when we know he doesn't have who's going to be the new Falcon. When he doesn't have Falcon as a backup, if he could have had Isaiah Bradley backing him up, that would have made, even if he wasn't even in the cap suit, if he just came out in the orange jumpsuit, badass cap, because he keeps saying, I'm not going to Saudi, you can't make me. Well, then bust out, my dude. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Next is second help. This is like the rewatchability of it. It sounds like you've already rewatched it. So what do you?
I give it a 4. I find it very rewatchable.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 3. I mean, like, I haven't watched it since it came out on Disney Plus, but I'm sure I'll get there. I think I really want to do a watch the show Falcon the Winter Soldier and then watch that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll give it a 4. So right now we're at 13 out of 20 points available.
Okay.
With the last one is craving more. This will probably be pretty high for both of us because it's Marvel. So craving more. What do you desire more content from the characters in this movie?
Yes, because I love the fact that, so number one, one thing they did, what I really like they did, is that all the major characters are still there. So we still have a universe with the Red Hulk. We still have a universe with the leader, quote unquote, the hero, quote unquote, Samuel Stearns. So they reintroduced, even if it was a one-off cameo, they reintroduced Betty Ross, which again leaves the Hulk is still out there, and he's still a little butthurt over the loss of Natasha. So do we get her? Like, this is what I want. This is not what you asked, but this is what I want. I want a scene where you've got Bruce on one side, you've got Betty on the other side, and here's what you hear in the background is I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. That's what I want. I want her running to him, and then somehow have Daredevil in there as Charlie Cox, obviously. But just draw that the Ben Affleck, but it's not Ben. This is my dad's song. So if you don't know, Liv Tyler plays Betty Ross. I want somehow there to do some type of reunion, maybe leave out the Daredevil stuff, but I want some type of Hulk Betty reunion or Banner Betty reunion, 100%. With some Aerosmith playing. Maybe they're in the elevator and it's Loving the Elevator, because guess what?
His dude looks like a lady.
And there we go. All right. But yeah, but I definitely find it the craving more because
you know what?
Those. Yes, sir.
Janie's got a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did leave me craving more just because, especially with Red Hulk, with Samuel Stearns, you have that. And I'm also very interested in what they do with Joaquin. Now, one more plot hole, because it's just we're talking about
emotions, right?
Yeah, dude. So
I'm done.
No, you probably, hey, that's fine. You're winning tonight.
And they're just living on the edge.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Here's the
thing.
I
mean, dudes are wild. Okay, I'm done. No more.
So here's the thing, though. Remember again, and I know you haven't seen it was in the theater, but they do this really thing where Joaquin is looking at Sam, and he's like, "This has never happened to you." When he gets shot out of the sky and all this sort of stuff, and Sam basically goes, "Hey, I can't afford to fail anybody else down." Did he not forget the aerial fight in Civil War where him dodging causes War Machine to crash and have the spinal injury? That would have been a great moment to go, like, even when I think I've got it right, because this should have been the flashback. This should have been his Goose moment of like, it's the same thing. It should have hit him the same way, other than War Machine crashing to land and Joaquin crashed into the ocean. But like, that's what I was expecting him to say. I really was expecting him to somehow tie this in to the Civil War moment, and he didn't. And I kind of forgot about that till we were just talking about moments that have some holes there. So yeah,
absolutely. All right, man. So craving more. What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give. I'll give it a 3. I was going to give it a 4, but then just thought about that moment I just discussed. I'll take it back once. We'll give it a 3 here.
All right, so I'm going to give it a 5. So we're going to give this. We're going to bring this up to
nice.
Just because.
Okay.
Well, the only reason I say that I'm going to give it a 4 is because of I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Or 5 is because it's Marvel,
It
and
is.
I do want to see more of the
It
characters.
is. It
I
is.
do want to see what's going to happen
It
between
is.
the new Avengers and the A Team Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more a fan of the new Avengers right now because I think Thunderbolts is a 10 times of a movie than what Captain America: Brave New World was.
Yes, the only thing that I did, and I understand why they did the whole thing with Thunderbolts, calling it from the soccer team, but that also took me out of it a little when I was watching it because in the comics, they're called the Thunderbolts because they're assembled by Thaddeus Ross, whose
Yeah,
nickname is Thunderbolt. That would have made perfect sense for Ross to go, hey, I had this, somehow he's attached to the team, and maybe that's what they'll do later on is, hey, we need something, maybe, who knows, maybe they can't get Mark Ruffalo or something. They bring in
Ben
he'll be their
Affleck.
Hulk. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, but yeah. All right. So you gave it a 5, I give it a 3. No
Yeah,
worries.
we'll average that out. So it's going to be 17 out of 25 is where we're going to
All right.
end up. But do you want to give it any bonuses or any penalties? I'm going to give it a penalty.
Yep. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to give it a penalty for predictability because this
Okay.
movie was very predictable.
I'm gonna actually give it an additional bonus point because I think they did really good just by the fact that they lost William Hurt
Mm-hmm.
and they had to pivot to Harrison Ford. And I think they did a good job of doing that and integrating again one of their older movies and it was not even done on the Marvel Studios, the Incredible Hulk, and them tying in those things to it. And I give them credit for making this movie, I think, better than what it should have been, given the time between the Incredible Hulk, tying in both Black Widow and the Eternals, which were bad movies for
Mm-hmm.
the most part. And I think coming out with a much better movie. So I got to give him a point for that.
All right, man. So you know what? I'm not going to give it any bonuses. So your bonus is going to cancel all my
I got you.
penalties. So
Yep,
we're going to
yep.
stick with 17
That
out
was
of
the plan.
25.
That was the plan. All right.
And then, but that was enough to say from having potential to being a solid pick,
There
right?
we go.
So,
And I think it's a solid movie. Is it their best?
yeah,
No. Is it solid? I think it's solid.
yeah, absolutely. All right, man. We need to talk a little bit about you in our segment of you wanna wrestle.
Yes, sir. Okay, you want to wrestle. So, nothing super big. We kind of got solidified. In fact, I'm just going to pull this up just because Money in the Bank is the next big pay per view, and we're going to talk about something else when it comes to you want to wrestle. But I just want to get your I just want to get your quick thoughts on Money in the Bank. Really, the two Money in the Bank matches, because I think that's why people watch the pay per view. The
Mm-hmm.
main event is going to be Jey Uso and Cody taking on Cena and Logan Paul. But the real reason that people watch that, because it gives us an idea of who the WWE is really betting money on over the next year, is the two Money in the Bank match. So as of this moment, the Money in the Bank match, we have one featuring the male wrestlers, one featuring the female wrestlers. Each has 6 wrestlers. We have 5 that we know of this in the match. So here we go. And again, will you pick one of the actual participant we know of, or you'll take the to be determined? So in the men's Money in the Bank match, we have Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, yeah, my favorite Penta, compared to you. I know you love you some Penta, right?
Oh.
Seth freaking Rollins, the former Mr. Charlotte Flair, and Andrade, and then to be determined. I'm not even sure who is in the to be determined match. So I'll say it again. We have Solo, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, or an unknown wrestler. Do you take either the 5 we know or the unknown at this point?
As of this point, I'm gonna take Seth freaking Rollins.
All right, that's fair. That make him a 2-time winner, and I think for me too, barring whoever to be determined, I also think it would be Seth freaking Rollins. The only thing
Anybody but Penta will be is okay though.
Okay, and I was thinking the one person I feel really secure not winning is Andrade. I doubt Penta will as well.
Yeah,
I could see LA Knight just by the fact that they moved him away like from that US title picture.
yeah.
It could potentially be LA Knight to elevate him. But in the women's match, we have Alexa Bliss. I know you enjoyed the photo I sent you earlier. Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and again, a to be determined female wrestler. So you taking Alexa, Roxanne, Rhea, Julia, Naomi or the unknown at this moment?
I think it's going to be Alexa Bliss.
It's going to be Alexa Bliss.
Yes, I mean she came back for a reason. I don't think Rhea Ripley doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase to go after a title.
Correct.
But I think this could be good for Alexa Bliss.
Yep. Again, without knowing who the 6 participants are going to be, Roxanne and Julia are both too new. Naomi getting into the match, instead of pinning Nia Jax, is probably her big push. I think they're also moving towards a Naomi Bianca Belair feud. Rhea, as you said, doesn't need it right now and can get a match whenever she wants. They can always just book her quite easily. So Alexa, barring the 6th competitor, I think Alexa's also my pick as well. So just to revamp this, you're going with Seth Freaking Rollins. I'm actually going to go with LA Knight, and we're both going with Miss Bliss. All right.
Nice.
Very cool.
And then we do need a moment of silence because one of my favorite wrestlers has left, whether it was voluntarily or involuntarily.
I think our combined show favorite wrestler.
I think so too, man. I mean, like, R-Truth, man, we've said it so many times, this man needs to be protected for everything.
Yep.
Give him all the titles. The fact that maybe there was a deal where he was going to get to go out on top, and that's why he got to climb his mountain and face his childhood hero that he's older than, in John Cena. And maybe that was it, because maybe there wasn't anywhere else for him to go. But R-Truth, Ron Killings, man, WWE, what the fuck are you doing?
So as I'm looking through the variety of posts now, so this started earlier today. It was something that he posted, and I want to stress this. This is something that he has posted. You've seen nothing official from the WWE saying that he's been released or his contract would not be extended. So this is where you kind of be a little bit of an insider with wrestling to know how R-Truth comes across as a wrestler. He's very funny. So Ron Killings, who wrestles as R-Truth, extremely funny wrestler, always finds a way to kind of be funny without appearing stupid and keeps us all engaged. So many people pointed out that we're recording is June 1st. He's known for thinking that in the Royal Rumble, which is a Battle Royal match, it's a tag match. He's gone into the women's Royal Rumble, thinking it's the men's Royal Rumble. He's had ladders in matches that there is no ladder match, and he's counted a pinfall when he was in the match instead of the referee. So he's done lots of really funny, creative things. Could this be a work by him, especially because all the information is coming from him? Could this be a work if he thinks today is April 1st? For April Fool's Day, not June 1st. So it'll be very interesting. Now, if he's doing it, I'm assuming it will be done with the consent of the company. Given how popular he is, all the things, he was just featured on Saturday Night's Main Event against Cena as Ron Cena. You and I both love that match. He was just in a high profile match on SmackDown. There's lots of against JC Mateo. There's lots of reasons, and he's in great shape. He's really over with the fans. Most of their release are people who aren't really being used. He is being used a lot. So we were both shocked by this. So I hope it'll work. I hope
me too. I hope I'm wrong.
Thing tomorrow, he goes, "Oh yeah, happy April Fools," and he goes, "Oh, it was June 1st." We shall see. I will add one thing though. So apparently, again, I'm doing a quick search. Apparently, the Road Dogg, who's an agent for the WWE, he actually posted on Twitter or X something very complimentary about R-Truth. He has since deleted that tweet in the heels of R-Truth being released. But again, this is an individual. There's nothing from the WWE's website. There's not any particular statement, and every news source cites only what R-Truth has put out on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Not anything coming from TKO or the WWE. So we're both, fingers crossed, this is the biggest prank of all time. So I really want it to be that way.
I hope so too. All right, let's go over these June movie releases.
Yes, sir.
And see what we like. What are we at? What are we thinking about? And we are going to start with this week. There's a bunch of movies coming out.
Yep.
I'll go through all of them, and then you'll say what you've heard of, what you haven't heard of, what you're excited for. Right. We have the Phoenician Scheme. This is the new Wes. Oh gosh, why can't I think of his name?
Anderson.
Yep, thank you. With Benicio del Toro,
Yep.
and then we have From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
Yes.
We have Dangerous Animals, The Life of Chuck, which, okay, this one stars Tom Hiddleston, Jacob Tremblay, Benjamin Pajak, Cody Flanagan. It's based on a Stephen King short story. We have a horror movie with Al Pacino called The Ritual coming out finally. This is originally supposed to come out in mid-2024. Bad Shabos, never heard of it, but it's got Kira Sedgwick in it. And Milana Vaintrub. She is the AT&T girl.
Yes. Okay.
I Don't Understand You, a new comedy horror movie with Nick Kroll and Amanda Seyfried, which I've never heard of that one either. Pavements, which is a biography. F Plus with Randy Colcher, Tommy Davidson, and Jennifer Esposito. And Little Angels. This is a comedy. This listed as a comedy family romance with Dean Cain, Helena Madison, Brian Callen, and Torrance Combs. Any of those sound good to you?
For me, the biggest one is going to be the world From the World of John Wick, the Ballerina. This will take place. What I've heard about it, which makes sense, is that it's going to take place actually between 3 and 4. So what for the other reason why I'm going to see it is this is the last film appearance of Lance Reddick. He actually filmed this shortly before he passed away, so we do get Sharon in this movie. It was meant to be a spinoff that started in John Wick 3. They actually replaced the actress in it as the lead actor. But I'm really excited to see this, and I think of all the movies that you just mentioned, that's going to be number one. The Phoenician has potential. Wes Anderson is a really good director. His movies I really enjoy. But without a doubt, I think for the types of movies that tend to get our attention, without a doubt, it's going to be From the World of John Wick, the Ballerina.
Yeah, so we're going to do an early showing of it on the 4th on Wednesday. So let me know if you're able to come hang out. I can get us tickets.
Very cool.
All right, next. So the next week is How to Train Your Dragons live action. The Materialist. That's the new Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. The Unholy Trinity. This movie has Pierce Brosnan, Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Yes.
And then Tatami, never heard of it, never heard of any of the actors in it, but it's listed as being from 2023, so it must have been sitting on it for a while. So out of those movies, what sounds the best to you?
For me, the Unholy Trinity, just by the fact that we talked about this in last week's pod, Disney, I've lost a little confidence in Disney's ability to translate their that's not even
StreamYard. DreamWorks is How to Train Your Dragon. So it'll probably do great. I'm gonna guess it will.
Yeah. But again, I'm such a fan of the animated one, even though we do get I just want Stoic to go, this is Sparta. Now we get the live action with Gerard Butler. But beyond that, the Unholy Trinity, this gives me all the vibes the Unforgiven gave me. So that by itself, and David Arquette is playing a priest. Come on now, just that, and again, I'm assuming it's rated R. So like most things with Samuel Jackson, if it's rated R, I sit there with a clicker, count how many MF drops we get. So you throw in Pierce Brosnan, Samuel Jackson, that by itself, I'm down for it.
All right, and then June 20th, we have 28 Years Later, Elio. Brideheart, Rebel Wilson, Anna Camp, Anna Chumsley is in that. There's a documentary of Marlee Matlin coming out as well. The Queen of My Dreams and Harley Flanagan, Wired for Chaos comes out. It's a comedy thing. Out of those, what sounds the best to you, my friend?
Well, this is going to be an interesting battle. Other than whoever is maybe carrying over some love, like How to Train a Dragon. This is really between the adults in 28 Years Later and the kids in Elio. But Disney, this has not gotten as much push you would think for Disney from the marketing department. For me, it's 28 Years Later. 28 Days Later is fantastic. 28 Weeks Later was okay, but not as good as 28 Days Later. I think 28 Years Later is going to be fantastic, and it better stand up, given that we live in a world with Last of Us that is reshaping how we look at these post-apocalyptic shows and movies. But for me, it's one and done with 28 Years Later.
I agree with you, man. I agree. I mean, I'm excited for Elio because I think Disney does better with something new instead of taking old products and then destroying them.
Yes.
But last week of the month, so June 27th, we have F1, the movie. That's the new Brad Pitt movie.
Yes.
Megan 2.0. We have Hot Milk. We have Pony Boy and The G. Out of those, what do you got?
So Megan 2.0 is one of those movies that you almost gotta see. Megan, honestly, to me, is taking on the life very similar to Child's Play at Chucky, that you almost watch it because you know it's gonna have some scenes that are just gonna make you giggle. There's all the subversiveness in it with Megan. But for me, of the ones you listed, I'm really hyped to see F1. The trailers have been fantastic. It really makes you want to just check it out, and I'm really seeing an older kind of beat up Brad Pitt is we need kind of return to that from him that we've seen very slick, cool Brad Pitt a lot. I like the idea of doing again kind of that. I was like the movies where Brad Pitt's kind of broken. I think that's what we're getting in F1. So I'm excited for F1.
Man, Meet Joe Black is still one of my favorite Brad Pitt movies.
Exactly.
I mean, that movie is so good. I mean, I had it on the double VHS.
Wow, you are a fan. Yeah, and it was a great movie. It was great.
What they
should have had though is and I forget which one came first, but somebody should have done an intersection between that and Benjamin Button. That as he's getting younger, had him come out of the shadows to take himself away. All right,
nice. So I think out of all the movies from June, what do you think is going to do the best, and what are you most excited for?
I think The Ballerina is going to do the best. Absolutely, it's also because it comes out earliest in the month. Just time's going to be on his side. I really think Elio may bomb. Just by the fact that you're putting it up there against How to Train Your Dragon, already has a fan base. Elio could not do well.
I think How to Train Your Dragon is going to be the movie of the summer.
Okay.
But I really think F1 is going to be the best movie of the month.
It absolutely, looking at it, it probably has that to be the best. Again, the only thing I will say it is already done, but for the folks that had anything to do with from the world of John with The Ballerina, don't have her climbing a set of stairs twice. Just don't do that.
Right.
Just don't do that. So, all right. Yes.
Man, are you ready for the Nerdageddon Tournament of Awesomeness?
Let's do the damn thing, my friend.
All right, man. Do you want to explain how it works, or should we just go right into it and let people figure it out?
Let's do it quick. So every week, Bradley and I put together our Nerdageddon Tournament of Awesomeness, where we create lists of based on a theme of who we think would survive in this world, this universe, or based on these categories. So he has his list, I have mine. We do not compare. We started with a list of 10. We would then that 10 down to 8, and then we would go and eventually would have our list go from 10 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1 from each bracket, who will fight off in the finals and be the victor of this week's Nerdageddon Tournament of Awesomeness. And this week, our challenge was to define the bodyguards we feel would be the best to survive to guard your body in a zombie apocalypse. My friend, I am so ready. By the way, I already have thought it through. I went through my list first last week. You go through your list first this week, sir.
All right, and by the way, no superpowers. So none of these people can have superpowers.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to keep my list. A few of them have abilities, but we'll just strip them of their abilities. I still think they'd be great. So
okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Okay. So, you know what? My number, you got your dice ready?
1 second, and I will. Give me one quick sec.
My number one choice,
yes, sir,
is a man who we've talked about just recently, and like within the last 5 minutes as well. A man that has defined gun fu. A man that can be dropped from 6 stories, get up, and because somebody killed their dog, is back. John Wick.
Fair.
Where are you putting John Wick?
Because he's back, tattooed in 9 fingers, we're putting him at number 10.
Ooh, all right. Okay. Next is Rambo. John Rambo. He made my list last week. He's making my list this week.
Nice. John Rambo's number 3.
John Rambo is my number 3. Okay. Next, I needed some comic book love here. And for non-super powered people, some people have a drive. And when you have a drive and that nothing can stop you, this man lost his family to the mafia. This man probably has a higher body count than any other fictional character.
He has a higher body count than the entire Kardashian family.
Yes, I was going to say except for Luke Skywalker from Star Wars, but I like that better. Yes, we are going to go with Frank Castle, the Punisher. Because who do you want on your side in the zombie apocalypse? Yeah, you probably want the Punisher.
You got it. He is your number 6.
Okay. Next, I needed to get a woman in here. Okay. And the woman that I got on here.
A bit of a personal problem. I mean, does your wife know?
No, she's listening. Which she's probably not paying attention to my podcast, like ever, you know. I need a woman that can sword fight. I need a woman that can kick a lot of ass. I thought about going with Michonne, but then I'm like, you know what? We gotta go with Beatrix Kiddo, the Bride.
She is your number 1 pick.
My number 1 is the Bride. Okay. Now, you knew this was going to... The next couple, you knew where it's going to be on here. Because when you're talking about non-superpowered people, there's somebody who said famously, there will always be somebody smarter, there'll always be somebody stronger, but there'll never be anybody more prepared. Yes, that is Batman. Fuck that.
Absolutely. So... I respect the pick. I went back and forth with Batman going, I wanted people who I felt had established themselves. By the way, he's your number 9. I wanted people who had established themselves as bodyguards. And I go, Batman defends the entire city. He decides the entire world. I don't know if he'd ever been deployed specifically as a bodyguard. No issue with your pick at all, but that's why I did not include Batman on my list. All right, sir. But no shade at all. And again, he is your number 9 pick.
All right, I think I got somebody who wants to take and say hi. Leia, you want to say hi?
I almost fell asleep.
You almost fell asleep. Do you want the?
Not in here, but
okay. Apparently, she just about fell asleep watching The Secret Life of American Teenagers.
No, well, I was watching my own video.
Okay, we'll say that in there.
I turned 14 in 2 weeks. I'm 14,
congratulations. Yeah, your dad almost had a heart attack. He was like, wait, no, not yet.
Did you know he actually called me 13 in one of his videos?
Really? Okay. All right. Well, you're getting there. So, do you want anything in particular for your big 13? It's a big year.
I want money and makeup.
Money and makeup. All right. Well, maybe.
And a new Kendra Scott necklace because my other one broke. This is my
and a new, what kind of necklace?
Kendra Scott necklace.
Okay, Kendra Scott necklace. Gotcha. Well, makeup's gonna have to be a conversation you have with your parents, but who knows? Maybe Uncle Brian will help hook you out with like a gift. All right. So, so as we do this, before your dad continues to have a stroke because you said you're gonna be 14.
I want to be 14 next year.
Yeah, give me a hi bye bye.
Hi bye bye.
Hi bye bye, princess.
Oh, sorry, honey. Oh, meow.
Yes, my final is going to be a teenager.
Yeah, I saw the momentary stroke you had when she said she's turning 14. I'm like, no. Let's not do this to your poor father just yet. But that will come. That will come, sir. All right.
All right. So Batman, where is Batman at?
Batman was number 9. Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, I debated putting him on this next one on here, because he is a lot like Batman. Like my next two kind of are.
Okay.
I got on a DC train, and I had just read his comic book, so I've had to put Green Arrow on here as well. Because if anything, Green Arrow has the ability for arrows.
Gotcha. He is your number 2 pick.
Okay. All right. Next, I wanted somebody that was very, very inventive, someone that could maybe protect me in unconventional ways, right?
Okay.
And there's one person, especially in a zombie apocalypse, you don't know where you're going to be getting all your stuff. You don't know, but there is somebody that could probably defuse a nuclear bomb with duct tape and a paper clip. MacGyver.
Time out. He was on my honorable mention list. He was on my honorable mention list. I actually was just thinking like, darn, maybe MacGyver should have made my top 10. I swear, right when you were going there. So he's going to be your number 8 seed. But yes, we think far too much alike, my friend, my guy. And I'm assuming you mean 1980s MacGyver. Yes, okay.
I liked the new show, but they gave it too much, right?
Sure.
I mean, they should have just made Jared Padalecki the new MacGyver.
Yep. Fair.
Yep. All right. And next, I kind of went back to my DC thing, and when I'm thinking about fighters, I'm thinking about people that are just going to be able to sit there and if a horde comes up to me, who am I going to feel super, super safe? I mean, like Green Arrow's got the arrows. He could probably swing in. I mean, he could put a punching, punch, a boxing glove on there, whatever. But there's one guy who also was on my list, I think, last week as well, Deathstroke, man. We got to have Slade Wilson.
Nice.
He needs a sword. He needs an Uzi. And he can fight without it.
Nice. He's your number 7.
All right. Okay. Next, this one here is someone who known to get out of impossible situations. And he's been doing it since the 60s. And the man can always find the pussy galore of things. I gotta have James Bond in here, man, because this dude knows his surroundings. He knows where to take me. He knows where to go. He knows where I'm gonna be the safest. I mean, about not being no pussy galore, but you know what?
Well, he is your number 5 pick, and that means you have number 4 left. But James Bond is your number 5 pick.
Okay, that means my last choice, my number 5 or my number 4 pick. So this person here, she's got experience, maybe not with zombies, but other things that like to terminate. I had to get Sarah Connor on here because, you know what? This woman, she is the definition of badass.
True.
And she's been played by Linda Hamilton, Emilia Clarke, Lena Hamilton. I mean, so like,
yes. Not to mention that Linda Hamilton survived marriage to James Cameron and gets half of his stuff. So for every time you watch Titanic, she's going cha-ching, cha-ching.
Jack dies. That's right.
Yes, that's right. By the way, let's not forget she hung out with the Beast before he went Hellboy. So her and Ron Perlman, very good show. Very good show. Very good show. All right, sir. So my computer's refreshing, but I will gladly give you my list in just a moment. But we have your top 10, and we don't have many in common, but you'll see from my list, we were on the same wavelength. We kind of have a few that are in common. The ones that we don't have in common, they were almost people from the same, almost even products and
Gotcha.
universes. So very similar there. So I'm gonna start off my number 10 with, I feel like if I had to pick one of these two men to guard my body, he established himself as a bodyguard who will do anything and everything for a contract. And you know what? While he has played a Punisher, he's also the brother to an accountant. I'm going with Braxton from The Accountant.
Good job. He's your number 10.
Fantastic. All right. So my next pick, now this is where I've got to have two picks, maybe even three, because of the no power situation. So he does not have powers. He does have technology. So I'm going with the Mandalorian at number 9. So how do we handle Mando? Again, not powers, technology and training.
I think it's a fair choice. I think that's a fair play.
All right.
And the fact that I didn't put a Mandalorian in there, I think that just means that you're here to play. And I'm actually a little bit surprised myself that I didn't go there
Because
for either him or Boba Fett. But yes, you're right. I mean, this is the way. So he's your number 1.
All right. Okay. Now, number 8. This man can survive temples of doom.
He was my honorable mention.
He can survive weird spacecraft. He can even survive having Shia LaBeouf as his son. I got to give it to Dr. Jones himself, Indiana Jones.
Yes, he's going to be your number 4.
Fair. All right. This is the first one that we have in common, which is The Bride, Beatrix Kiddo.
All right, The Bride is going to be your number 5.
Next up, again, no special powers, only how this character presents with abilities of physical training, which is I'm picking Seraph from The Matrix. So again, nothing spectacular, just his demonstrated fighting ability. So Seraph from The Matrix.
Does he still have the abilities when he's out of the Matrix? Or is this in the Matrix?
This would be in the real world, but I'm saying Seraph would just have the martial arts abilities. He can't do anything outside of the realm of our level of physics. So he's a very trained martial artist.
Got it. Okay. Oops. Hey, that works. Number 9. So Seraph is gonna be number 6.
Okay.
All right. Who is next?
Again, take away all of his powers. I still want him guarding my body, and I'm thinking if he comes along, he's bringing our friend Madison, who's spelled with a Y, but it's not where you think it is. I'm bringing my boy Wong. So the Wonger is coming. He will not have any Sorcerer Supreme abilities, no special weapons, but his ability to fight. And just is Benedict Wong. Gotta have him come along. So
that's fair.
We're going with Wong. So where are we at with him?
You can't go Wong if we're number 9.
All right. Because I've been binging Peacemaker, I had to pick, if I had to pick someone that was unassuming but could guard my body, and I feel like honestly could possibly fit in small spaces that jump out at me, I gotta go with Judo Master. I gotta take Judo Master from Peacemaker.
All right, man. Yeah, well done. He's gonna be number 8.
All right.
So you have 2, 3, and 7.
All right. This one, I am shocked you did not put on your list. I thought for sure this person would make your top 10 just because he's currently in our world of things that we're watching and binging. He is probably the most hardcore non-power person that will burn the world down, including shooting up an entire hospital to protect the one he loved. I'm going with Joel Miller from The Last of Us.
He was in my honorable mention Yeah, it was close. That one was close.
Yes.
All right, number 7.
All right. Next up, this is our second that we have in common, because if you got to pick a bodyguard, of course, he's back. He's the one, the only. He is John Wick.
John Wick is your number 2.
And since we said technology counts but not powers, my last pick, come with him if you want to live. I'm going with the T-800 Terminator.
All right, I dig it, man. I dig it. Okay.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now.
All right, so so your list, number 1 is The Mandalorian, John Wick, T-800, Indiana Jones, The Bride, Seraph, Joel Miller, Judo Master, Wong, and Braxton. Out of those, is there any that you would not want to lose?
Obviously, I got to go with the T-800. Got to go with the Terminator.
So you better hope I don't have Sarah Connor at the
end. When you said, first of all, you started talking about the Terminator, I'm like, of course, you picked the Terminator. Then when you went with Sarah Connor, I go, this will be interesting. This will be interesting.
I thought about it, but then I kind of ultimately like, you know what? She ended up beating him.
She does.
More than one of them.
Various versions of her beat him. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go ahead and strike my 2 first, and then we'll go.
All right, so again, similar to what you asked me, your top 10 are The Bride, Green Arrow, John Rambo, Sarah Connor, James Bond, Frank Castle, Deathstroke, where I really like that pick, MacGyver, Batman, which kind of breaks my heart I didn't pick Batman, and John Wick as well. Any you do not want to lose on your list?
You know, I think out of any of them, I think because Rambo and Punisher would kind of be about the same. I really don't want to lose Punisher just because he would let his life go to save you.
Absolutely.
So I mean, he would eat a freaking grenade with 1,000 zombies or whatever around. Yeah. So I think Batman would be good, but he's gonna need to prepare, right? So it all depends on where the zombie horde is at. But yeah, so I feel pretty confident about where I'm at. MacGyver might, again, situational. So, all right, man.
So here we go. So you're going to lose The Bride. You will lose The Bride.
I'm losing number 1.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, what's okay, I lost The Bride.
All right, and then you are also losing number 8, which is MacGyver.
Ooh, all right. Okay, okay, that's fair enough. All
right, my friends.
All right. You.
Not a 3. Not a 3.
You were losing number 8, Judo Master.
Okay.
Both of our number 8s are out.
8s are out. I can live with that. All right.
And you are also losing. It's under 5.
Under 5.
It's not 1.
So I'm assuming that it is number 2 then.
You are losing John Wick. You're number 2.
Okay. All right. So no John Wick v. John Wick, and no Bride v. Bride. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So that means it is time to move on to round number 2. Now that we know who our top 8 is. And Brian, I guess I'll go first here. Go ahead. You bring them up and make tough choices.
So first off, we've got 2v3. So Green Arrow versus John Rambo, and Rambo is also an archer himself. So this will be interesting.
That is true. That is true. John Rambo has a lot more.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the word.
No, you're good. You're good. I like
it. If you see this, we love you so much. Please don't hate on me. Okay.
Oh man, I was thinking that I was gonna go totally Green Arrow, but you know what? I am gonna go Green Arrow on this. Because he can fight. He's more about the street level. Yeah. John Rambo's been in the jungle for a long time,
He's been beat down. Beat down.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right.
I'm going Green Arrow. So that means Rambo is out. Okay, next.
Sarah Connor versus someone that would hit on her relentlessly in James Bond.
Okay, fair enough. All right, this one here is easily going to be Sarah Connor.
Yep.
I mean,
Bond
yes,
is
my
out.
last name, my first name isn't John, and my last name isn't Connor. But I feel like I have the key to ending the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
She's going to do whatever it takes.
Yes, she will. All right, so now this is going to be a good one. Frank Castle. So you got the Punisher versus Deathstroke.
So, side quest here. Have you heard about the Marvel and DC crossover, right?
Yes.
Have you heard about the two one-shots?
No.
Okay. So here's what they are. There's one coming from Marvel and one coming from DC, and they are. The Marvel one is Deadpool and Batman. The DC one is Batman and Deadpool.
Oh.
And
gotcha.
Grant Morrison is writing it.
So I would say if there's one person who would get Batman to break the one rule, it would be the Merc with the mouth, knowing that he can't actually kill him. So,
right.
So yes, that would be great. That'll be great.
All right, but I'm stalling here. So Punisher versus Deathstroke.
Yes.
Man, I'm going Punisher. I'm going to go Punisher. Punisher's going to care more for me than I think Deathstroke is going to.
Yeah. Punisher, like you said, will sacrifice himself. Deathstroke, if the odds were so out of control, remember the challenge is the zombie apocalypse bodyguard to get you through. So absolutely, I completely get you. Frank House is much more is less self-serving than Deathstroke. Absolutely. And then finally, we've got two people that will sacrifice themselves for the ones they love. You got Batman and John Wick.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Batman on here just because, again, he is the mission, right? I mean, he's not Bruce Wayne, he is Batman. He's gonna be prepared, and he's not gonna stop preparing. He's always gonna go for the next mission. He is Batman. Superman can't beat him. He always has a contingency. Batman, because I'm Batman.
The other lot as we're looking at these, remember that John Wick had kind of been beaten down by being in the life. That's why the whole thing with the dog was such an important thing. Batman will always be Batman. Bruce Wayne is the mask. He is Batman. Yeah. And think about in a zombie apocalypse, he gets to cut loose. All the things he's been holding back, there is no higher morality here. You can just take him out. We'll probably get the most savage Batman we've ever seen. So I get that. All right, so
yes.
We'll just stay on your side of the bracket, we'll move to your next round.
All right,
next
man.
One will be Green Arrow and Sarah Connor. Green Arrow versus Sarah Connor.
Oh, we're going to go all the way?
Yeah, let's just keep going on your side.
Okay, cool. Green Arrow versus Sarah Connor. This one is going to be tough, but I think as much as I love Green Arrow, as much as the marksman that he is,
yes,
I think that I need Sarah Connor to go further than this, just because she's that much of a badass. I feel that Sarah Connor is going to beat Green Arrow.
I think she can also use Ali's flirtatious nature against him and get him. All right. So then we've got Frank, again, another similar battle. Frank Castle versus, this would be the Ben Affleck version of Batman. So we've got Punisher versus Batman in a no-holds-barred fight. So what do we got here?
Man, okay, so who's going to keep me alive? The question is, who's going to keep me alive in the zombie apocalypse?
Absolutely.
The longest. And, I feel, so if we're in the street, we're surrounded. Batman is going to take off his utility belt. He's going to put it on me. He's going to hit a button. I'm going to go fly away, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Punisher is just going to blow shit up. Punisher is, yes, I'm not his family. And yes, he said he's going to protect me. But I'm also in the way of stray bullets. So you know what? I got to give this one to Batman.
Cool beans. So we are eliminating the Punisher and keeping Batman, which is going to be your finals, is Sarah Connor versus not Bruce Wayne. We want to be very clear, versus the Batman.
Okay. And you know what? I'm going to take Batman all the way through.
All right.
Just because he doesn't stop.
Gotcha.
He became Batman the day that his mother and father died.
Absolutely.
And that has been his mission his entire life.
Absolutely.
And he's not going to stop. in this world, we're stuck in Gotham.
Yes.
We are stuck in Gotham, and the
Yes.
zombies are coming. Maybe it's the Scarecrow's fear toxin. We don't know. We don't. But here it is. Batman is going to keep me alive longer than Sarah Connor. A lot of it might be just because, like, say the same thing as the Punisher.
Yep.
She's got the weapons.
Yes.
But who's going to be prepared more?
Right.
Batman's going to be prepared
Who's
more.
going to be out? No one out prepares to Batman. No one
That's
out
right.
prepares to Batman.
That's
All
right. So Batman is going to go.
All right.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
You got some tough choices to make as well.
My first choice is probably my toughest. So
the Mandalorian versus
Yes.
the T-800. Oh, freaking boy. I know what I would pick, but are you going to pick that?
Here's, you know, sometimes when we do these tournaments, we look and you glance, go, that's going to be a hard pick. And then your heart comes and you just know. You just know. So this answer was not a hard pick. The minute I saw the draw when I flipped over, I'm going to give you my rationale, but first I'm going to give you my pick. I am eliminating the T-800 and going with the Mandalorian. If both come with tech, here's what the T-800 does not have. Two things: the Mandalorian's brain and the Mandalorian's passion. He will figure it out. Similar to Batman, if you give him tech and time, he will. We've seen the T-800 lose to individuals with conventional weapons because they're clever and they care enough. If you give me Mando, who's thinking, I got to get Grogu through the zombie apocalypse, he's going to do just that. So it's all about the draw. It's all about the draw. You're
right, man. In Mandalorian here, I mean, he killed IG-88, the murder bot, right? I mean, like the bot that was designed to kill, the assassin droid.
Yes.
And the assassin droid has a lot of similarities with that T-800. That is a wise choice, my friend. And here we go. Next is Indiana Jones versus the Bride.
Love you, Indy. Hopefully she makes it quick. The Bride is taking out Dr. Jones.
And he's going to love every second of it.
He absolutely will. He absolutely will. All right.
Next, we have Seraph versus Joel Miller.
Seraph is going to do all the prep he can. He's going to do all the martial arts. And quite simply, Joel's going to shoot him in the head.
That's fair.
And it's going to be it.
And so that's where the zombies need to be shot too. So I mean, like, yes, as long as there's enough bullets, Joel is gonna keep going. And finally, Wong versus Braxton.
Ooh.
You have a sorcerer that doesn't have a sling ring, but he does have a lot of knowledge.
He does.
But against Braxton is an autistic man who is very, very smart and has a brain for the killing. Not only can he shoot from far away, but he can get up close and he can do a little bit of damage that way too.
So for me, I'm knocking out Wong because also we've not seen Wong really show a killer instinct. We've at least seen him be fairly compassionate. He just wants to have a cocktail and watch The Sopranos. So with that, by Wong, by Madison, Braxton carries through. All right.
Yes, one of the zombies was Madison, and that's the one that got him. That's what my head canon's gonna go.
Yes. And by the way, Marvel Zombies, when it comes out, you got to make that happen. All right.
Yes.
So we now have
Mando versus the Bride.
Again with the tech, I don't see the Bride's blades really getting through his armor. So we're going to eliminate the Bride, carry Mando forward.
All right, then here we go. We have Joel versus Braxton.
See, these are the same cat in that they have a lot of abilities. But again, given this is fight through the zombie apocalypse, at a certain point, I think passion's going to win out. Joel has already shown what he would do for Ellie, including dooming the world. I got to go with Joel over Braxton. So I'm eliminating Braxton, keeping Joel Miller.
All right, so you are down to Mandalorian versus Joel. The same the same voice to the same actor.
Yes.
You are Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
This is his show today. All right, Brian.
As much as I love Joel, this is how the fight's going to play out. I'll be quick. Mando beats Joel, but as Joel is dying, Mando takes off the helmet, shows him his face, looking at him, and goes, "This is the way, and this is how you end." In fact, he finishes him with a shard of a golf club. So yeah, with that, Mando wins, Joel is out. So our finals are gonna be the Mandalorian taking on Batman. Wow, kind of same fight.
This is going to be good because this is all about who's going to protect you more in a zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
All right, and I feel like both of them would do a good job.
Yes.
Ah, man, okay. Man, but you know what? One of them... Okay, there's one thing that Batman has that Mando doesn't have.
Mommy issues?
And it's this. He's Batman.
You're going to use my logic against me, aren't you?
He's Batman. And this is a zombie apocalypse, so this is nothing that is all of a sudden.
Right.
He's right. So there is time to prepare.
Yes.
And Batman is smarter than Din Djarin, the Mandalorian.
Batman is smarter than almost anyone. And also, like you said, time to prepare. Also, here's the deal. Batman comes with the Bat Cave. So there's place for him to hold up. There's all these things that he could do. He could fortify to defend and outlast, and all the resources that he would have pre the apocalypse, during the apocalypse. We got to chalk this one to you again, but it's bittersweet that I'm losing, but it is, again, the Batman. So I will agree with you. I will bow out, and Batman is the ultimate bodyguard to get us through the zombie apocalypse, meaning that he wins this week's Nerdageddon Tournament of Awesome.
That was a ton of fun. Let's get right into our games of the week, Brian.
Yes, sir.
You got a brand new game, so you want me to go first and do the constellation?
Yes.
And
do your constellation. I'll do my brand new one. Let's do it.
All right, so I got a constellation. So, Brian, since I saw Karate Kid Legends,
yes, sir,
I wanted to incorporate that into this. So a constellation, and here's what a constellation is for those of you, this is the first time you're checking this out. This is just, I'm going to give two actors. Brian's got to connect them by as many stars, or the fewest amount of stars as possible.
Okay.
All right. So, Brian, I need you to connect Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Wide acting role. All right?
Yes. Not as many in the U.S. as you would think, though, but yes.
True.
All right. Yes.
Two, the one. We've talked about him and also other things as well. The one, the only, the Keanu Reeves. Jackie Chan to Keanu Reeves, and I can do it in 3. I can do it in 3 stars.
Jackie Chan to Keanu. All right, let me think a little bit about this.
You got this, buddy.
Okay. Jackie
Chan
to Keanu Reeves. Jackie Chan to Keanu. I'm going through my Jackie Chan filmography in my brain, and then my Keanu Reeves filmography in my brain. My first thought was, is there any space that Jackie Chan did a bit role in Point Break, and if not, why not? And then let me think here.
I got one hint for you if you need it. If you need a hint,
I might be asked for that here shortly, but hang on, let me think about this a little bit. So, because it makes more sense for me to use a Jackie Chan movie to start, because I think that is, again, looking at his U.S. films, that there's fewer of them. Mm-hmm. So in my head goes, it's probably too easy, but my head goes to the Rush Hour flicks, because number one, there were a lot of people in Rush Hour, like Don Cheadle, who's gone in to be a lot of other things. So I'm thinking, like, could that possibly lead us there? But I
can either give you a hint or I will give you one of the stars.
Give me one more second here to think it through, but I might need to hit. You might need the help of the one star. So let me go. Okay, so we look at Rush Hour. We've got and then we got The Tuxedo with Jennifer Love Hewitt. This is good. This is really, really good. I gotta give you your flowers on this one. This is really, really good. Hang on. Shanghai Nights. Wait. I think is this? Okay, give me a hint.
I'm gonna give you one of this. I'm gonna give you one of the people that I used to do.
Okay.
Gene Hackman.
What the hell? Okay. That helped me with Keanu. It doesn't help me with Jackie. That's what. Okay, so we got Gene Hackman. Dude, I'm gonna tap out. Out.
All right, here it is.
Yes.
In 2010, Jackie Chan starred in The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith.
Yes.
Jaden Smith was in The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Yes.
His father. Will Smith was an enemy of the state with Gene Hackman. And yes, Gene Hackman was in The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
There's the 3 stars. All right, buddy.
Well done. All right. So with that, now I really feel good about the next game because I think this is a stinker for you. All right. So this game is called Guess the Number One. So I have randomly picked 3 years between 1990 and 2025. So I randomly picked 3 years and I pulled the number 1 movie, the number 1 song, and the number 1 TV show for each of those years. So here's the rule.
Okay.
I want you to, where you can select the number 1, you can select the movie, song, or TV show of the year. I'll give it a year here in a moment. But you can decide for any of those given years, are you going to try and guess the number 1 movie, the number 1 song, or the number 1 TV show? And I have 3 hints for each one. The one caveat is, once you pick movie, you can't pick movie again. Once you pick TV show, you can't pick TV show again. Same thing with song. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So the years are 1997, 2010, and 2014. And you can start with any of those years. Again, 97, 2010, and 2014.
Okay.
Which year, and do you want to start with trying to figure out the movie, the song, or the TV show?
You know what? We're going to start with the 97. We're just going to go in order, man.
All
so
right.
We're going to start in 1997.
Okay.
And I think I was a junior in high school at this time. I think we're going to do song.
All right. So, A, do you want to take a guess or would you like a hint?
I'd like a hint.
This song includes The Best Way to Say Goodbye.
It's Hard to Say Goodbye by Boyz II Men.
It is not. Would you like the second clue?
Okay, yeah.
The song is about 2 blondes. By the way, these clues are crappy. I purposely gave you crappy clues.
2 blondes.
They're somewhat quizzical.
Okay.
Hint number 3.
Yeah.
The third and final hint. This song includes The Rocket Man and The Rose.
Is it November Rain?
It is
no, that's
not.
91.
It is not.
All right, what else?
It is. I'll give you one. I can tell you. You can take another guess.
What's Up?
It is not. So the hints again are: this song is one of the best ways to say goodbye. It concerns 2 blondes, and it contains the Rocket Man and the Rose. This song is Candle in the Wind by Elton John.
Oh, duh. Okay.
You're saying goodbye to Princess Di. The two
Yeah.
blondes would be Princess Diana, and the original subject of the was Marilyn Monroe. Elton John is called the Rocket Man, and Princess Diana is called England's Rose. All right. So if we go to 2010, we now have movie and TV show on the block for you, sir.
All right. Let's see here. So for me, hang on a second here. Okay, well, let's screw that. All right. So we're gonna do 2010, and I want to do the TV show. Let's do TV. Let's go in order.
All right. So here we go. First hint. This show has taken over our television screens for the past 2 decades. It's a long-running show. It has taken over our screens for the last 2 decades.
Grey's Anatomy.
No. The first season of this show actually inspired a movie. It's a horrible movie, but it did inspire a movie. The first season inspired a movie.
Is a Special Victims Unit?
No.
Okay.
And this show had a famous line that included, "Check it out, dog. Yo, yo, dog. I'm not feeling it, dog. You nailed it, dog." D-A-W-G, dog, was said a lot in this show.
Was it Oz?
It is not. I'll give you a fourth one to maybe help with that. The show is still on, and the
Okay.
person who said dog is no longer on the show.
Give it to me. I don't know.
American Idol.
Oh, Randy! Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good job,
All right.
man. Good job. All right. Well, looks like we're doing 2014 and a movie.
So I will have you know, I changed my years a little bit, because when I put in for the random year generator, one of the years they gave me was 1999, and the reason I didn't go with it because the number one movie in 1999 was Force Awakens. So I figured that would be too easy for you. So
Okay.
here we go. So 2014, the movie. And I will tell you this actually surprised me. Not that just, I don't want to give it too much. Maybe you'll get this one. But this one, actually, I was like, wow, that was the number one movie of that year. So here we go. It established a new funky bunch. It established a new funky bunch.
A new funky bunch? Okay. I mean, well, 2014, I think that's the year that John Wick came back with a new funky bunch. Wait. Is that the year? Did Guardians of the Galaxy come out that year?
It is the same year as Guardians of the Galaxy, but it is not Guardians of the Galaxy. You're close, though. Guardians actually finished number 3 that year. But I was that surprised. The first Guardians made a ton of money, but it did not compete with it did fall short. By the way, Guardians is a much better movie than this. This is a bad movie. That's why I was shocked it was number 1 of the year. One more caveat. It primarily is number 1 of the year what it made overseas. It's a U.S. movie, but it really made most of its money overseas. All right.
Can I ask, is it animated or is it live action?
It is live action, but I will give you a hint. It is very, very, very sci-fi. So it has quite a bit of CGI in it. All right.
Okay.
The next one. A cast member eventually bends it like Beckham. In their true life, one of the cast members eventually bends it like Beckham.
Okay. I keep thinking Whiplash because now you talk about Miles Teller.
No.
New Funky Bunch.
New Funky Bunch. Okay, and here's the last one. And I give you I give you some grace here. If this movie's part of a franchise, so even if you get the franchise, I give you credit. And it is, unfortunately, because the script and movie was so bad, there is not more that meets the eye.
It's Transformers?
It is Transformers Age of Extinction.
Oh my gosh.
And to go back to the clues, it establishes New Funky Bunches when Mark Wahlberg grabs
Yep,
the cast.
that's the one, yeah.
And the actress that plays his daughter in that movie actually is now the daughter-in-law of David Beckham. She married David Beckham's Victoria Beckham's son. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I found it by looking it up. But yeah, so I will give you credit for Transformers Age of Extinction. Probably the worst movie in the Transformers series. It is all the movie, by the way. I looked it up. The movie had an aggregate score of, it got 18 out of 100. That was how bad it was. But it grossed over $1 billion.
That's crazy.
But again, while it made a ton of money here in the States, it was really a huge hit overseas, as most of the Transformers movies are. All right.
Man. All right, man. Well, hey, that was fun. That was fun. It's
I'll probably bring that out again. All right, here's my honest ad.
Yeah.
So even though we hope this is not true, this is my farewell, if it is true, at least under the WWE banner, to Ron Killens, aka R-Truth. The funniest there is, the funniest there was, the funniest there ever will be. Ron Killens, aka R-Truth, has become the best part of the WWE. He rarely wrestles and often loses, but his talent is far beyond wins and it lies beneath the bruises. From K-Quick, the teaming with The Miz, R-Truth has become the heart of the wrestling biz. He makes us laugh in so many ways. His talent has filled years of nights on Mondays and Fridays. He's won titles, more than a few. Icons like Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler have been part of his crew. While he's not Flair, The Rock, or Austin, when they enter an arena, I jump to my feet when I see Ron Cena. I sincerely hope I'm wrong and your release is just a wrestling setup. Regardless, thank you for the memories, R-Truth. And that is what's up.
I love it. Man, well, you know what? That's going to take me perfectly into my Better Than Us Humans of the week because I got more than one.
All right, my friend.
One is absolutely R-Truth, man. Like, man, my heart hurts, but I get it. If either way, it's fine. You know, it is what it is. But
we'll
also,
We'll still watch.
Absolutely. Yeah. All of these college grads, especially the ones working at B&B theaters, there's too many to name right here. But I will give the shout out to the one that gave me an invite to her grad party. Out of all of the seniors that that work at B&B. Yes. I mean, and this is who I am. I have fun. We have a good time. We joke around. Yes. Only one this year gave me an invite to her graduation party. And so for that, Catherine, you are my Better Than Us human being, you and R-Truth, and that is what's up.
What's up? For me, while I don't know Catherine, congrats on all of them graduating, but definitely I give her flowers for inviting you. And if you couldn't guess by the theme of the show, couldn't guess by my honest ad, absolutely, Ron Killens, aka R-Truth. Again, I really hope tomorrow we get some type of ha-ha food. Regardless of that, R-Truth is my Better Than Us human of the week, my friend.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and start shutting this down. Brian, where can we get hold of you?
You can catch me on the Book of Faces As always, you can find me at Brian Steven Dennis, what the S actually stands for. Give me a like, give me a follow, give me a friend request. I try to keep my page funny and occasionally weird.
Perfect. All right, go ahead and why don't you go ahead and close it up?
All right. So with that being said, thank you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, for surviving the pandemic and now testing Nerd Positive. This is the best part of Bride and my week. And as always, as we start off our week, remember 2 important factors. Number 1, never give up, never surrender, and Goonie, never say die.
Remember, friendship is like peeing on yourself. Everyone can see it, but only you get the warm feeling that it brings. Every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. And squirrels' cheeks are also their nutsacks. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, and you share. Make people feel a little more awesome. All right, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, folks.